No, it's cool too. It's just I've never used these headphones, so I didn't know if they worked like this or not. Like if I had to like power them on because they're wires. So
Yeah,
my
I mean,
son's father thought I had to turn them on. I was like, I don't think so because they're plugged into the computer. I was like, so I don't think I have to turn them on. But so before we start, what do you kind of like? What points would you like to hit on? Kind of like what do you feel your audience is open to hearing? Because I don't want to like freak them out like and think like, oh my gosh, she's a witch type thing. Because everybody thinks tarot and they think that, you know what I mean. So I don't want to freak anybody out. So I want to know what you think they're comfortable with.
I mean, to be honest, it's the first time that anybody on this channel gets to see this and experience this on
Okay.
this channel. I just let you take the floor. You know what I'm saying? As if you were
So,
on.
do you want to start like not saying that you have to go on like anything? Can you just do you want to start like as in remember how you're saying you had the week off, so you kind of was like looking at channels and stuff, and you
Yeah.
said, "Well, tuned into this channel," so I kind of went ahead and like got a reading just to see what it would be like because I never had one before. You know what I mean? And then just be like, and then it's something I thought maybe y'all might be interested in hearing. I'll kind of let her give her perspective on how she got into it or things like that. And then I can kind of go from there. And if they want to ask questions, they can ask questions. And if not, then we can do a couple of, I figured we'll do like 2 or 3, like more like a little bit in-depth readings. So that way they see it's not so, like show like, you know what I mean? Like there is more depth to it. Like it does take 20 to 30 minutes to genuinely connect. Like I said, I don't know if there was any particular things for your reading that, I know you said there were some things that I said that, only not very many people could have known. So,
I mean, yeah, I don't. No, nobody could have known what
that
you.
might be something good to bring up just in case people are a little bit weary. I said you don't have to go into detail, if that comes about. I just don't want
No,
anybody to be a little bit nervous about it, you know what I mean?
nah. I want to make it clear that Southern Soul Tarot is 100% accurate
Okay.
um on what you do. Like, I mean, like I said, there's things that nobody has ever known or I've ever told, like
Right.
that I was able to, like, I had like mixed emotions. I was like really, it
Yeah.
touched me. You know what I'm saying? Like it, because I've never experienced something like that in my entire life. But
Right.
there was like everything you said was 100% because first of all, I'm the favorite. You know what I'm saying? In
Yeah.
both sides. So I already had my own experience on them coming out of me. It was just every single thing that you said, everything that you read was just 100% accurate. Like, I'm
Yeah.
that's something that I'm gonna cherish for the rest of my life. Like, I had to, like, it's something that I'm always gonna just turn to every
Yeah.
now and, you know what I'm saying, like every now and again, you know what I
And
mean. So
that's a good point of tarot readings too, and we can make a point out of that maybe. It's something you can always look back on and kind of have that, So that's something we can also go ahead and, bring up. But so I did invite a few people in. So we want to welcome everybody, as they come in. So welcome everyone. Like I said, hi Natalie and Bella. Hi,
and
Witchy. Hi, Lisa. Okay,
and
and
bro,
Rosie. Thank y'all for joining us. So,
everybody's familiar.
yeah. So, but yeah, basically, so, readings kind of like I started doing them a couple years ago. I got into it when I was about 18. Some like stuff happened, spiritual, like struggle wise. So I kind of was like, I didn't really know what to do with myself. Like I just felt uncomfortable in my own body and like what to do, like what was I supposed to do next? So I started reading a lot on like past lives, pre-lives, contracts, life reviews, things like that, like why we come here, what's the purpose, all that kind of stuff. So the more I read into it, the more it made sense. You know what I mean? It's like because nobody's born just to be born and to have just say a bad life or a good life. Everything is a lesson in a life, right?
Yep.
So um just say this life maybe not be so great. The last one you had could have been an amazing life. You could have had all the riches, everything that you needed, where this life might be the opposite. So it's kind of like a karmic balance. So that's kind of how we look at reincarnation, things like that. So, but like I said again, with the tarot is more of a way of kind of, it's like to me, it's like a book. So it's like, but it changes for every individual. So it's kind of like if you ever watched like Once Upon a Time or one of them TV shows that are like fairy tales, and it's like you kind of open the book and the pages change. That's kind of what tarot's like. Like it depends on the cards that come out around them, and that kind of gives you more of a storyline of what's possibly going on and what's happening. So that's kind of why I use tarot as my tool to kind of go with my gift, because I do have intuition. I do pick up on pictures a lot. I pick up on energy, a lot of those things. So I do use tarot to kind of help like divinate some of those feelings to make sure the feeling that I'm getting, the gut feeling, is the correct feeling.
Wow. And I mean, so how did you so how did you start off when you first started like doing it?
Honestly, it started here. This is I started off with Sylvia Brown. This was my favorite. She's no longer with us, but it's soul. As you can see, it's Soul's Perfection. So that was one of the name of her books. I don't know how many you can get available still, but I do have quite a few of them. So I got them when I was about 18. Again, I kind of had like a not uh not a great time at that age, if that makes the best sense. You know what I mean? It was a spiritual struggling time. So I kind of needed a direction to go. So I didn't know which direction to go. So I started watching, I had just become a mom, so I was watching daytime TV like, moms do sometimes. And
Okay.
I came across Montel and I saw Sylvia Brown. And
Mm.
there was something just genuine about it, you know? And the more I looked into it, the more it made sense because it was things that I had experienced when those things happened to me. When people talk about near death experience, things like that, those things, it kind of resonates with you. Like you kind of like, okay, that happened. I remember that.
Okay. And so first you started with like learning from it, and then you started like when
At
did you start reading for other individuals?
Ontario,
Yes.
about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, almost coming up on 3 years. In October. So I waited about 2 years before I started my channel because I wanted to make sure that I felt comfortable giving information and things like that, and basically handling the reading the right way too. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
you're talking to people's loved ones or spirits or things like that, and or even people that we might not know where they are. So you want to make sure you're very respectful of them and their families when you speak of them. So you have to be very cautious in how you kind of go about things. Like, it's okay to be truthful and say, I feel like this might have happened this way. But I don't believe in making assumptions, and I kind of I like to go off of facts if I can do so. So that is my main focus for that. So, but I do like crime cases. I do all kinds of cases. I don't really have something I don't do. Um, the only thing I don't really touch too much is medical advice and legal advice. And I will say it might go one way or nor another, but I will not say that it will happen this way or another. And the reason is because it's more of a liability, that kind of reading, a little bit, because there is free will. So just say there's an individual involved in that situation who changes their mind or does something different. It's going to change the outcome of what happens. So I don't like to give too much legal or nor health advice as far as reading wise, though. But like I said, I can give kind of a scale of what it might be like.
I mean, but I mean, so everyone that you've ever done reading to
Mm.
has always stated that you know everything you've said is either either they've experienced it or have experienced it already, or do those people ever come back to you and and give you any updates on anything you tell them when you do the
Like,
readings to?
can I pull a spirit back in? You mean?
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that and
Yeah,
also people that you do readings for.
yeah,
Do
like
they ever come back?
cases. Yeah,
Yes.
and it's not always. It's not something I always choose. I did get in stock again, and that's not something I was. That was hard. I actually don't like to deal with that case very much at all. Except I'm trying to save my energy for when it actually goes to a trial, so that way I don't like drain myself in between. Um, because it just kind of hits home a little bit with him being as his age, the same age as my son. Um, and hey, Natalie, love you too, Bia. But so let's see. But and then so yeah, there's Gannon, and then actually, I recently did. Remember we talked about Patrick Swayze, and I told Natalie about this Nat and a couple other people. I think I told Lisa as well, Blue, and Chief and everybody. I have not been able to shake that case for some reason whatsoever. I feel his sadness constantly towards his wife. And so that's another reason why I kind of took a break, because I literally was watching, and it sounds almost like, oh, obsessive, but it's almost like the person kind of can't be here no more. So they kind of come back, and and once they know there's a door open, they go ahead and take that doorway. You know what I mean? If they know they can connect to you, they do it. You know what I mean? And it's not so much to be intrusive or make you feel bad. It's just they want to talk. You know what I mean? And it's okay sometimes, but sometimes when you've had like a day or two of emotion, you kind of don't want to do that so much no more. You kind of want to take a little bit of a break from the emotion. And hi, Wolfpack girl.
Yeah, because it does involve a lot of emotion.
Yeah,
I mean,
it definitely does.
after what you had, like I'm a witness that you're 100%, 100% accurate with
Right.
everything. Like I had experience about I think like probably less than a week. Is it? No. It was probably about 2.5 weeks ago. I had my own experience while I was laying down. So when you said that, you know, someone that I asked for was there, then that was 2.5 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? And then for you to say that is like, yeah, like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I'm
they come in and they
speechless
speak.
still. You know what I'm
They
saying?
speak.
Like I said,
Right. They come in and tell you what you need to hear the most, what's going to benefit you the most at that moment.
yeah, it was 100% accurate. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I
So
knew it involved the two individuals, but that's about as far as I knew. And like I said, and basic, like the question, some questions. And so that's as much as I knew. But as far as anything besides that, like I don't like to get too much detail because then it can get muffled. So I would rather look at it as like 3 basic things. And that's what I was saying, as far as like if anybody would like a reading, I'd be more than happy to do so tonight. But I would kind of like to do more of like a little bit of what we did for you. So they get the kind of idea of what an actual reading is like. It doesn't have to be this, short little quick, this is what's gonna happen, deal with it thing. And that's not what it's like. It's not like that at all. That's not what it is. It's basically a blueprint of what your life has been like, what it's going to be like, and how to make it different if you choose to do so. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to live your life a certain way if you don't want to, as long as you know what's coming up and how to handle it. So that's the main reason of getting readings, kind of gives you an idea of what's coming for you. Yeah, I mean, y'all are more than happy. Yeah, if
definitely want everyone on here to
ask a question. Yeah, she could ask a question if she'd like, Bella's World, and we'll go ahead and do a short reading for her. We'll do like a 9-card spread and just do some clarification on any question. And like I said, it's I can do general or I can do a specific question, like a love, a general, a spirit, or a like past loved one.
Okay. And if anybody wants to have like a private reading, they can if anybody wants a private, should they well, if anybody, of course, if anybody would like a private reading, they know how to make sure that they're able to subscribe to your channel and
yes, all that information will be in my about section on my channel, like you said. So the links are there, the prices, the readings, what the readings entail, the time frame. It's about a 5 to 7 business day turnaround because I obviously do get a few of them. I do work for the Psychic Network at the same time during the week. So I do quite a bit of readings. But for the most part, I have them done within 5 to 7 business days. So that's usually when you get it. If not, you'll get an email from me that will let you know if it gets extended for whatever reason. And so, but most of the time, everything comes up on time. So have you been told that I was intuitive and I had an interesting past life? Is that true? Do you mind putting that question on the screen for me for Bella's World? Just while I shuffle. And thank you, Witchy Bitchy. I greatly appreciate that. So you have a question. I've been told that I was intuitive. I had an interesting past life. Is that true? Okay, so I'm going to use a golden tarot for you because that would be a past life. So that's going to be the golden tarot by Cat Black. So we're going to see what that might be about. So we're going to do it for Bella's World. So I'm going to ask for her spirit guides to come in with my spirit guides, along with Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Raphael, and Source. So we'd like to get some clear answers as to what she would like to know as far as being told is if she's intuitive and if she's had an interesting past life or what kind of past life she's had. So
make sure everybody that's watching subscribe to Southern Soul Tarot's YouTube channel. As you can see, she is amazing and she's 100% accurate. I've had my own experience, so for those that are know that I only speak truth, and I would really advise you guys to definitely subscribe. Definitely 100%.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. All right, so we have intuitive. So you do have the 9 of Cups. So that is an intuitive sign. That's going to be Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces. So they are water signs. So they are a bit intuitive. So that is showing that you do have that. And then let's see, the next question was an interesting past life. So let's see what your past life could have entailed. King of Coins. So it could have entailed some type of earthly energy that you possessed or that maybe you had control over. I do apologize for the glare on the card. but it is saying that that is Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy. So that could be something of your past life. So it could have been that you ruled something in a certain way. But let's see what advice that is for you in this life. Like, how is that going to affect you in this life? So in this life, it's taking a lot of pressure off of you with the Ten of Swords. I don't know, as far as your personal life, but it's whatever past life you had before, this life has been a little bit easier. It's restarted the cycle, because the Ten of Swords ending is like a cycle ending. So let's go ahead and see why the Nine of Cups is here again for being intuitive, because it is an intuitive card. That's a water sign. So again, that's why, or what they want you to know about it. They want you to know that you have the Magician. So you are intuitive very much, and you are very powerful within your own realm. You have all the pentacles, swords, cups, and fire that you need, and then you have the infinity symbol above your head. As you can see, all of the items are on the table in front of you. So therefore, you are very good with manifesting, communication with Mercury. It can represent Virgo and Gemini. Well, again, because they are ruled by Mercury, which is communication. So it does show that, again, you are highly intuitive and you're good at like not so much manipulating, but moving things around you in the benefit. If it was around in reverse, then it would be negative, but it's upright, so it's positive. So you do things for the right reasons. So let's go ahead and see why the King of Coins is here. And that was for the interesting past. Okay. So yes, you do have the King of Coins, and then you have the Five of Swords. So it does show in your past that you could have had some type of you could have been some type of king or queen of some sort, being the deck that I did feel pulled for you. And it's showing that there was confrontation in that past life. There was some type of confrontation. It could be you. I feel like you wanted independence from maybe the individual you were with that could have been the King of Coins. That would have been your King of Pentacles. So I don't know if you relate to like medieval times or being king or queen times, but that would be something that would kind of relate to that. Let's go ahead and see in the future how this is ending for like how this is working out in the present. It's saying, so in this life, you are a little bit defensive in the sense that you don't put up with as much as you would have in the past life. So you let people know right away that they cannot play with you that way. So you come in very fast and you cut it off very fast. That's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. So let's go ahead and see why the Magician is here. And it is because as far as being intuitive, you are at this point trying to stay in that by with the Six of Swords. They're here in a boat, so it's moving forward. So you're not moving forward yet. You're ready to stay in that realm and kind of experience it a little bit more and see what gifts could possibly be yours. So let's go ahead and see also with the Five of Swords and the Knight of Coins. Five of Swords, Knight of Coins, past life. You are the Empress, though. So even though like there was some conflict a little bit with between maybe a spouse and the whole kingdom or whatever realm you kind of like ran within, you were still looked at as very beautiful, which would kind of match your name, I guess, Bella. So but you were the Empress, so you were fertile. You were kind of what every person, like every woman, admired, and what every man, like they wish they could have been with them. So as far as they were beautiful. And so in the future, in this life, you've learned the Page of Wands. So you've learned to kind of go into things a little bit more cautious and go into situations a little bit more cautious, because they might not pan out the way always that you expect them to. Because I think in your last life, it did. And so this life, it's not rough, but like you make sure that you cut things off when it needs to be cut off, is what it feels like. So again, do you have any questions about that? I can't really see the chat. I don't know if it's moving or not, or if my computer's frozen.
If you guys have questions, feel free to ask.
Yeah, let me know now. I'll go ahead and answer it for you so I can clarify it for you. Let me just turn the sound off of this real quick. Okay, here we go. Okay, there we go. So that is going to be your reading for Bella. So, if anybody else wants to ask a question, they're more than welcome to ask a question, or if they just have a question in general, that'd be fine too. About like I do crystal meditations, astral projection, um, past life, like I said, pre-life contracts, all those things. Thank you, Bella, as well. I greatly appreciate it. And I'm glad that helped and I'm glad it resonated with you. So, like I said, and again, you know where to find me if you ever need any more help with anything or any advice or anything like that, or any future readings. I'll be more than happy to help. So, thank you very much for your question. I appreciate it. So, let's see. And thank you, Rosie, for dropping those. I greatly appreciate it. So, let's see. Nah, man, I know what's up. I'm just witnessing. Meg is great. Thanks, Nat. Do you have any questions, Nat? Do you want me to answer any question for you? Or anybody else? I'm sorry, I have to keep looking at my phone, but my chat keeps dropping out. So I have to look at my phone and the computer.
One, like I said, 100%. Like I'm still blown away from my own experience. Like especially
Yeah.
knowing things now is like 100%. Like no one could have known any of those things, or no one has ever said any of those things, and I would like always go around and tell relatives of mine, like, I seen this person, that person, I felt this person, that person, but you know, sometimes people would be like, nah, he's just like, no, but I knew that I wasn't. Auntie B's
Yeah.
house, I have
She
a
has
question.
a question. Whenever you're ready, I said just let me know and I'll go ahead and pick out a deck for you. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this one back over here. And
But
you have a good night, Witchy. I'm sorry your internet's not working, but blessed be to you as well. And thank you for joining us. We greatly appreciate it. Give the little one a hug for us.
I do have somebody else that I personally know that I
That
rec-
passed.
that I recommended for you to also do a reading for. So,
Oh, okay. So we'll
uh,
do that. I have a niece that was killed on my birthday. She was pregnant. Her baby was born prematurely. So the baby is still alive, I'm assuming then, if it was born prematurely. I just want to make sure so that way I know what I'm looking at. Oh, yes, it did, Witchy, and I actually am going to post it very soon. I was going to do it after this. So I was going to set it up really pretty and make it look nice. So thank you very much. It was very nice. Thank you again, Witchy. I greatly appreciate it. It actually arrived like 2 hours ago. So it arrived early. So let's see. Get a deck for you. I'm gonna go ahead and use for that reading the Terror of the Old Path. And the reason I want to choose that one is because I think it would kind of fit a little bit better for the question at hand.
hey, Celeste,
I'll go ahead and move this over here real quick.
but again, make sure that y'all subscribe to Southern Souls Tarot's YouTube channel. I highly recommend it.
Thank you.
I really do. So
Go ahead and see what we can get for Auntie P. Does she have a niece that was killed on her birthday? She was pregnant, but her baby was born prematurely. 1 second. Okay, so she is saying like the day leading up to this passing. I don't know if she knew. You said, I think it said, you said she was murdered on. I think it said murdered
I
or
could put
killed. Yeah, killed on her birthday. Yeah, if you don't mind that. Yeah, there you go. And the reason I say is just because the 7 of Rods is showing up, so automatically that shows conflict. And this is the day before. So I asked her what was going on the day before. So I do feel like this is something she kind of knew what was happening. Not in the sense that like it might have gone that far, but I do feel like there was a little bit of conflict going on before this happened and that she was aware of with maybe a certain individual or maybe very many because it is a 7. So, you know, 1 rada would be to defend yourself and the other 6 would be the ones you're defending yourself against. So it could have been something that she was going through that amount of time, maybe 6 weeks, 6 days, 6 months, something like that. But it is showing the day of the passing of whenever it happened. It's showing that there was temptation. And so whoever was kind of like plotting this certain plan against her, they kind of gave into that temptation for whatever reason. So we'll go ahead and clarify that and see why. We'll see how she feels now, if she has any messages for you. She is saying whenever she passed that she understands that it did make an unhappy home feeling of abundance, emotions, 10 of Cups in reverse. So she understands that it did kind of hurt the family. So she's acknowledging that. So let's go ahead and see about the day before. What was making her feel 7 of Rods, which is going to be fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, because a male, some type of male energy, very young, between 20s and 30s, stepped in, and they were very sharp with their words and their behavior. It could have been an immature offer or immature energy, but I feel like it could have been somebody she might have been dating or might have been dating her. But I don't feel like they were trying to for the right reason, or maybe it could have been pretending to be her friend. But either way, they were playing with her mind a little bit. So that's why the day it happened, the temptation went into reverse because they gave into it. So yeah, they celebrated it, unfortunately. I'm sorry to say that, but with the 3 of Cups, is celebration. So this could have been somebody that she could have been friends with and somebody else helped, or it could have been that maybe she was in a relationship and somebody else was jealous. But either way, there was 3 parties involved, and for some reason they celebrated it, that situation. I do believe it's a female energy though, celebrating it. So you do have in the future how she feels. She is saying 5 of Rods. She is saying where she is now, or the 5 of Swords. So she is saying that the argumentation and the thoughts and whatever happened in the 3D realm when she was here has now been put down. So even though it was kind of not something y'all expected, not something that you would have wanted to happen, she is saying that it's not affecting her where she is, that she is able to thrive and grow where she is still.
we both love you.
So let's go ahead and see for the day before. I would say the Knight of Cauldrons came in. So I do feel like it could have been related to some type of relationship or somebody that she felt emotionally attached to as a friend. And the reason I say that is because the Knight of Cauldron is going to come in and they're going to bring emotions. The Knight of Cauldron is Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So, but they do come in before that as the Page of Swords. So they come in an immature energy of wanting to kind of like be a bit aggressive. So it's like they come in a bit aggressive, but they try to act as if they were trying to do the right thing to maybe make that person happy or feel happy. So let's go ahead and see why the 3 of Cauldrons is here. Why are they celebrating it? Why is she excited about it? Because she felt like by doing this, she would have a brand new opportunity by getting, unfortunately, by doing what she did, removing this individual out of the situation. So there is a woman energy involved in it for sure. Let's see in the near future what she wants you to know about how she feels now about it, what she wants you to do. She's saying that she's balanced out what's happened a bit within this earthly realm. Where she is now, she is no longer within the earthly realm. She is in the 5D. So therefore, she does realize it was balanced between her and another individual, but she's accepted that and she's moved on and she's going to move forward. But I do hear reincarnation. So I would say, I don't know how long it's been. I don't know if she's currently doing it or she's thinking about doing it. But the Two of Pentacles to me also represents reincarnation a bit. So let me see real quick. This is the Whispers of Love. So this can be like a message also from her for you. Tell a loved one how much they do truly mean to you. It is better to tell them while they are among the living. So I don't know if that represents something maybe that you feel every now and then a little bit regretful of, but they're saying, she's saying not to. It is something that, you do want to do, but she's saying it's okay to, if you didn't, to say it after you, if you still feel the need to, if it makes you feel better, because they can still hear you no matter what. They're always with you and they can always hear you, always. I know a lot of people ask, like, can my loved ones hear me? Or are they with me? Always. Always. So they've been with you since the day you were born to the day that you leave this earth. So, and you've been together many lifetimes before this. Everybody you know, even your enemies, unfortunately.
Oh, that's
Does
deep.
she have her baby with her? Okay, let me ask. Um, I'm trying to find one deck. Hold on.
Salute to everybody that's tuning in. Make sure you guys subscribe to Southern Soul Tabby's YouTube channel. Man, I definitely hope everybody's having a great evening. Of course, I'm
Uh,
excited to
I'm
have
gonna
it.
automatically say yes. She does have her baby with her because she's holding a baby. I didn't get to see your answer if the baby had passed, but yes, she's holding a baby. So she does have the baby with her. Let's see what's yeah. Because again, the Five of Cauldrons, she felt like it was dumped out on her, which it kind of was. Because I mean, and as you see, there's a child in the back of the picture, so that's what she would have expected to be able to move forward with the child. But this conflict stepped into place, and it kind of took that opportunity away from her again with the Seven of Swords showing up again. So, but as far as, let me see, ask her more about the child if she wants to. I said if she wants to talk about it, she will. If she doesn't want to get too in depth with it, she won't. But especially because it was a baby. So sometimes they like to stay quiet about it. Like when I did Shanann, she didn't like to talk about Nico very much, as much as she did Bella and Cece. But let's go ahead and see though. So we have the star in reverse. So yeah, she's saying the baby didn't get the chance to start life like it should have, or she didn't get a chance to do that either. And then it's also saying, again, there was no start. The Ace of Pentacles was taken away. So that's a brand new start within the earthly realm. So that was not given to them. And they were saying it's because someone made a foolish energy, a foolish decision, and somebody did something they shouldn't have done. And so it ended up costing her and that child the situation. So, but she is with her baby. She's holding her baby, and it is still a baby, by the way. It's not like a child of a certain age. It's a baby. And welcome y'all as y'all come in the room.
And again, make sure that everyone on here tunes into Southern Soul's YouTube channel. She does have her YouTube channel. As you can see, she's 100% accurate on everything that she says and does. So I highly recommend it. And if you guys have any questions, right now is the opportunity to
Yeah.
ask while you're here.
And thank you, Witchy. I love you too. And thank you, everybody who's here. I greatly
Yes.
appreciate it. And I thank you for all your questions. I hope that they are giving y'all some clarity. Yes, I love this deck as well. And actually, it's very nice because this was gifted to us from the UK from one of our other family members. So it was very nice that she was able to gift us this one. And this one I kind of picked out off of Etsy on my own, but it still has great messages in it. So I really enjoy those decks. But again, I have very many, as you can see. And then I have like probably like 15 or 20 behind me. So I have a lot more besides what's just behind me right here. So yeah.
And you started off like little by little.
I
Just
started off with the original Rider Waite deck. And I stuck on that deck with it. Maybe. Oh. Um Yeah, I started off with the original Rider Waite, and I honestly don't even know what pulled me towards it, to tell you the truth. I don't I started watching tarot. I was in like a spiritual place, kind of. Like I really didn't know. You're welcome, Auntie V's house. Like I said, and I hope that that helped you, you know, and like I said, if you have any questions, you know, Jay has my email. So if you have any questions, like I said, Jay, you can give it to her if you need to, if she has any follow-up questions about it. But
God.
oh, it's also in my about section too. Obviously, I keep forgetting I have a page. My emails in my about section. If you have any more questions, I'll be more than happy to help you. But yeah, I don't even know. I started watching tarot. I started watching a girl, and I really, really got into watching it with her. She was very, very good. Unfortunately, she's not on here anymore. And I have to say, I hate to say it's because of the harassment and the bully. You know, she kind of got tired of it. And she had a lot of anxiety and depression. And so it became too much for her, you know, and I understand that, you know, some people it's just, it becomes too much, you know what I mean? But once I started watching her though, I started like really getting into it. And so I was like, okay. And I knew we had a shop here. So, um, I kind of looked for it, and so I kind of started little by little picking that up. So, and then I kind of went into it from there. But let's see. Will there ever be justice for Malia Davis? I'm trying to find another deck for that. 1 second.
If you guys, if everyone that's tuning in, if you guys have any questions for Southern Soul Tarot, you know, right now, the best time to ask, or make sure you guys subscribe to her channel. Definitely,
Yeah,
I recommend it.
and yes, and everything's in my about section. I do donation readings like once a week for really cheap, and it's kind of like a basic general reading. So it's like for like $11, you know. So you get like a whole pretty 9 card reading like what we're doing tonight and kind of like a rundown. You can ask questions, and it's at like a 777 price or 1111. I kind of picked those numbers because again they are spiritual numbers, so that's the numbers I pick. But for the one question about Malia Davis, I'm going to go ahead and use this tarot. And the reason I'm going to use the Mermaid Tarot, sorry, StreamYard's off a bit, but is because it is more of like a childlike deck, and it is more like whimsical. So I'm going to use that for the children. Now I can't 100% again say if she will or not, but I can kind of give you a way of what it might go. You know what I mean? Because again, I can't 100% say if they're going to get thrown behind bars. You know what I mean? But I can kind of say what it might look like for them in the outcome. So I'm going to say no instinctually. I don't feel it. So So let's see how it spreads out. No. And the reason why I'm saying is because the Hierophant's already in reverse. That's the first card that came out. This is going to be like all knowing and acceptance by source or whatever it is that you believe in. So, whatever religion it is you believe in, if it's upright, it's approved. It's almost like they're going to say, yes, it will happen. When it's in reverse, it's kind of saying, no, it's not going to happen. And the reason it's saying it's going to move forward. So we might get some more information and the case will have to move forward some, but I don't really know how much it's going to shed light on exactly what happened to her or give her the right amount of time it's due. Yeah, because you have the Nine of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles is still kind of independence. So that's the thing about that. So whoever might be involved in it is going to still have somewhat independence, but as you can see, they're kind of like sneaking below the water. Like they have a very sneaky look on their face. They know they've done something they shouldn't have done. But that's not usually how the Nine of Pentacles look either. So that could be the person, who's involved in it. Let me see. So the last two cards we have is the Nine of Wands. So this is going to be kind of like being a beaten and battered energy. So that's what I'm saying. And that is kind of, to my knowledge, a little bit of what happened for her as far as what was going on in the household. I think she felt not only maybe physically, but, mentally abused at that point before that happened. And it is saying the Five of Pentacles, and it's saying it's not going to come out of the cold. So she's not over that. But I don't feel if anything happens, it's not going to happen for a while, to tell you the truth. So and that's just going off of instinct. I can try to pull again. I just don't feel much pull to that. I'm trying to see if I have a clarity deck. Let me see. This is like the hidden world. So if there's anything like we might need to know, it would come out in here. It's just her case is very hazy. It's like you might know, you might not know, is like what it feels like. You know what I mean? It's not set in stone. It's almost like someone hasn't chosen their free will whether to say everything or not to say everything yet. Like they still have their choice to change the story if they need to. Fairy energy, growth, expansion, and flowering. So it is saying that you're going to get more information about the case itself. And that it will help, shed more light onto this and help it grow. This flower down here, the lotus flower. So that gives you life and it gives you information. So like I said, I think you will find out things. I just don't know how much it's going to help actually convict anybody. That's the only thing about that one. A higher up covered it up. I haven't really followed it past what I know when he got arrested. And I want to say the mother was claiming she didn't know too much about what was going on, but obviously that's not completely true. I don't feel like, I think she did know what was going on a little bit. How could you not? You know what I mean? Especially the amount of time they were together. But I do think it's not going to go. And I stare off because I'm trying to see it, to be honest. I'm trying to see it like play in my head. I just don't see no movement, to tell you the truth at this moment. So maybe like a little bit later down the line, I might see more. I just don't see much movement in it. You know what I mean? Unfortunately. I don't feel like they're telling enough of the truth, anybody, to line a story up. Yeah, so that would have represented the Knight of Wands, the being beaten card, like because on the traditional tarot, I don't know if I can find it at the moment. But it is the Knight of Wands, like I said. So you have like the Knight of Wands. There's like a bandage on their head, and it's kind of got like blood on it. So it's not only like showing that they're kind of like physically beaten, but like they're mentally over the stress and that kind of stuff too. So, and thank you, Rosie, and you're welcome, Diane. I greatly appreciate it. Yes, and that's the thing. I really don't feel like they're gonna do much about it, unfortunately. Um, yeah, I mean, she's very the case is very quiet, is all I gotta say. There's not much coming from either side. I don't feel much from him. I don't feel much from the mother, and and as far as the child, I don't feel like she really wants to communicate too much about the situation at the moment. Other than it's not really gonna play out the way we would like it to, completely, as soon as we would like it to. And welcome everyone again as y'all come in. Thank you.
Absolutely. Very appreciative of
Yeah.
coming in. And I know a lot of people are completely shocked. And if anyone has a question right now for Southern Soul Tarot, you guys are more than welcome to ask. It's definitely a great opportunity.
Yeah, of course. I'd be
And
more than happy to answer any
my
questions.
experience, I could say, you're 100% accurate, like
Thank you. I appreciate
100% the truth. Like,
Well, I
you
try
have.
my best, and that's why, like, when I say, like 5 to 7 business days, the reason I do that is because I want to take the time to connect. You know what I mean? Like, when you're doing a reading for somebody, I mean, it's not like you can't just pull a reading in. But the thing is that when someone comes to you and says, "I want to connect to my loved one the best I can you please do that for me?" I want to connect to that person for a while before I just spit out something. You know what I mean? It's like it doesn't mean anything when you do it that way. You know what I mean? Now, it's not to say you can't pick up the energy without that time frame, because you can. But there's a lot more they'll tell you if if you give them the time to. They'll come in on their own in dreams, in comments, phrases. You're welcome. And thank you. I'm sorry about, some of the situations. Thank you, Bella's World. I greatly appreciate that as well. No, the family didn't care, and that's the problem. There's no feelings. I don't want to be judgmental, but as I'm tapping into the male and the female involved that were the parental figures, there's no attachment. It's kind of just like, damn, we're stuck here. You know what I mean? Like, we messed up. Like, we took it too far. Same thing with, again, I don't want to go back to Gabriel Fernandez, but it's like, it's the same thing. It's not like they meant to do it, but it happened and it was still neglect. You know what I mean? It's still things that shouldn't have been happening. So what did you expect to happen? You know what I mean? So it's one of those things. I think it feels like for her still. Oh, you wanted to know when I constantly see double or triple digit numbers, 555. Yeah, yeah. That's your spirit guides. Usually you'll see 1111, 333. What's the other one? You'll wake up between 3 to 4 in the morning a lot. Some people actually see, as funny enough as it is, 420 a lot. I don't know why, but that is a number people see is 420, 333. Or they will see 1111, 777. Those are all spiritual numbers. So that is a reason why you would see that. And that is usually when you are on the right spiritual path. You're welcome. Well, forever. I don't thank you for your question. I greatly appreciate it. I hope I answered it well enough for you, the best that I could.
Absolutely. And again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask.
Mhm.
Again, subscribe to Southern Souls Tabby's YouTube channel. As you can see,
Yeah.
she's 100% spot on, and from my own experience, and as long as I've been doing this, yeah, 100%. I've never, my first experience ever that I've ever had a tarot reading, and she was able to know things and say things that no one, absolutely no one in my 36 years of living would have ever known.
Well,
So
especially being that we didn't even really know each other like that. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's like you
I
literally
mean,
just told me 2 people, and I was like, okay, that's it. Just 3 questions, and that's it, and we'll go from there.
I
And yes,
told
witchy bitchy 420 is very common. I know that's funny, but 420 is very common to see as a spiritual number, and I think we all know why. So I'll just leave it there. So, but it is very, very common to see 420 as a spiritual number. I was just her. It was just her and her dad. I left when she was a baby last Spanish travel, and they've acted about no outside help financially. I think that's going to change for you pretty much within the next year or so. I think that you'll have a lot more opportunities coming forth to you. Um, I just, as far as from what I can see from your picture, it seems like you have a lot of positivity coming your way. It seems like you've been doing the things that you should be doing right, and that you are following your spiritual path, and you are taking the hints that you should be taking. So I think you're gonna do just fine, Diane. I think you're doing well as it is. How can I find out if my dad is my son's spirit guide? Okay, turning back to the old tarot deck because it's the spirit guide part. I'm gonna say yes because Nine of Cauldrons came out right away, which means it's abundance, it's happiness. And then you have the Ten of Pentacles, which is Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, which is what you are, witchy. So it is happiness within the home. So not only are you have the Nine of Cauldrons, you have happiness within the home. So I do feel like he is a help spirit. He is a spirit guide to your son. So let's go ahead and keep going. See what we get. Yes. I'll show you all the cards after too, Witchy. You have the Ace of Pentacles next. So again, more Earth sign. Your sign, I don't remember exactly what your sun sign was, but there is showing an overabundance of happiness within the hope and brand new opportunities. That's what he came back here to help do with your son. And he came here to help him plant something more with more earthly energy. So you have the Nine of Cups. So he is very happy and abundant to go ahead and serve and help and emotionally fulfill by coming back into this life as, a spirit guide for your son. He's doing it to make sure that not only you, but him and your son and everybody else around y'all have a happy life within the earthly realm. He is offering a brand new opportunity, and that is what he is there for as a spirit guide, to make sure that he sees that brand new opportunity that he's offered. So once he's given that opportunity with more earth energy, he is going to go ahead and help him plant the seeds, the Seven of Pentacles that he needs. And so once he plants those, he will go ahead and harvest them because they are upright. So he is very much his spirit guide.
Oh.
Yeah. There's a lot of earth sign here too. So oh, it's Izzy? I didn't know that. So yeah, there's a lot of earth here. So a lot of y'all signs showed up. So he's definitely here for y'all. Oh yes, a fantastic family. And I'm so glad that we've all met each other in such a positive, open-minded way. So I greatly appreciate that from everybody. And the warm welcome too. I appreciate that as well. That's pretty cool though, Witchy. Hey Lisa. Love ya. Oh, and I have thank you so much again too for the gift, Witchy. I was gonna post a picture of it whenever we're done to show how beautiful it was. Or is. And it was so cute, the little box she put it in. I loved it. Yes, I love the positive energy in this chat as well. Very much. So
And
thank you
we
again.
appreciate you.
Yeah.
Really appreciate you so much. Like,
Yeah, and I appreciate y'all being open minded and kind of just hearing my side of it. I know it's kind of like not everybody's like, kind of understands it always, but it's like that's another thing I want to kind of touch on. I think some people kind of get a little bit oh, we love you too, Tammy. Thank you. But a lot of people get confused a little bit that we don't so much believe in, the church. Like I'm Roman Catholic. Like, do I believe in everything the church says? Absolutely not. Times have changed. But for the most part, I do believe in the Bible. A lot of times people believe that people who do tarot or things like this, like we don't believe in that stuff, and that's not true. I am Catholic, so but I do believe in other things as well. So I know that sometimes that gets confused a little bit.
absolutely, and we appreciate each and every one of you guys. Blue Moon, each and every one of you guys. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Southern Soul Tarot also has a YouTube channel, and from my experience, she's 100% accurate, and I'm sure everybody else that knows her that she's also 100% accurate. So I'm sure that you guys check out her YouTube channel, and she also does private readings. So if you guys want a private reading, is on her description, and you guys could definitely set that up.
Yeah. And then I also, if you don't want to go through that way, I do have a YouTube page for Southern Soul Tarot that has my phone number, my work phone number on it for the company that I work on. So if you choose to do it that way over the phone instead of a video recording, you can also do it that way as well. It is on my main public Facebook page, Southern Soul Tarot. So it does have my work number there as well.
Okay.
If they choose to do it that way instead. Okay, so let's see. We have Ziggy. We're doing Ziggy. I don't know if our son Nelson will be okay in the future. It looks like okay. Like so far, yeah. Like it looks like he'll be doing okay. We have Three of Pentacles, which means he's working hard on something in the earthly realm. And then you have the Page of Cauldrons, which means that he's working on something. And you did say with a child. So it does say he is working on something that can be childlike, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, or something that is brand new where he's trying to take off on his own. But it does show that he has a Three of Cauldrons upright with celebration. So after that, there is a Nine of Swords in reverse. So I don't know if this will be y'all's energy lifting or his, but the Nine of Swords in reverse is basically saying there's no more anxiety, no more depression, or no more insomnia or worrying about a certain situation. And then it says the Lone Man is in reverse. So that is saying, usually it's the hangman kind of in reverse, but when you see it this way, they're uncomfortable. It kind of represents Pisces. And so, you know, when you flip it this way, it's kind of like you've been enlightened. Usually there's like a kind of like a sun around the back of its head, or like a bright light. And that's how you know you've been enlightened. So I do think that he will do well as he gets further on. And he will do well with his son, because he does have the page here and it does show 3. So it could be him working with not only his family but the child, and then, you know, his own personal self. But it does look like it'll go well.
Or Chief had a question.
Mm. Oh, he's joking. He's trying to be funny. He's trying to quote.
Okay.
He's pulling his shaman moments right now. Exactly, Witchy. Take what works for you in religion, and whatever doesn't work, throw it out. And I'm not trying to say nothing about religion, but it's like in a negative way. But what I'm saying is so much has changed over the years. You know what I mean? So everybody's aspect of like, or outlook on religion is a little bit different. Like what's okay, what's not, what's
Right.
taking it too far, what's not. So whatever makes you comfortable. Like don't take on somebody else's beliefs just because it's what they tell you should be. That's not fair. So I do agree with that. You're right, Chief. I think there's time for refills, Chief, by the way. So he might need a refill. But let's see. Let's see. So do I have any other questions? Just kind of about like how I got into what yeah, I kind of like Blue Moon said, I am Roman Catholic, but I am starting to recognize more with a bit of pagan. And a pagan is kind of like I'm still learning. I'm new to it. So I'm not going to like talk too much about something I don't know completely without 100% knowing the whole roundabout subject. I don't believe in doing that. But I am starting to practice it and read into it. And so it's something I've added to my being Catholic. And so like I said, again, I throw out what I don't need in certain religions that I don't believe in. And then the others I bring in with other things that I do believe. Yeah, I heard a lot of crickets. Where are you at again in Pennsylvania? Did you say Pennsylvania? Or no, Philadelphia, right?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania? Okay. Because I remember you said you moved not that long ago.
Yes, it's just like a Blue Moon said, crickets.
Yeah.
It's dead quiet. Like
That's how hers is though when you talk to her. Yeah, I agree with you. Like I said, I don't really have technically, because I am, you know, from this I've been baptized, I've gone through confirmation, I am Roman Catholic technically, like I mean on paper, like I have that. But again, there are parts of it where I don't believe in it. You know what I mean? Not anymore. Maybe it worked years and years and hundreds of years ago, but not now. You know, so it doesn't so much apply to now. But I've looked into very many different things, and this is the one as far as pagan that I relate to the most, as far as what goes with my religion, as far as the Roman Catholic, where I feel the most comfortable, like introducing it. So, you can ask another question if you like, Bella. It's okay. But yeah, I agree though, Witchy. It's hard, you know. As far as it's more opening up to all these different things. I kind of try to be open-minded to every religion, to be honest.
Absolutely.
A little bit, you know, because you have to kind of take a look at it and say, like, well, why do they feel that way? You know what I mean? Like, what's different about that? So I do think it's important to take a look at every religion. Trying to see a different deck.
I agree 100% with that.
Is your heart blocked from something in your childhood? I'll pull an advice card for you for that if you'd like. Diane, as far as the chakra, and the chakra is going to be your heart chakras and things like that. So if there's anything blocked in that area from your childhood, it is an advice card. It's an oracle card, so it's not like the tarot, but it's the chakra insight oracle. So if there's anything blocked as far as like chakras from, you know, a past life, it'll let you know, or anything that's done within the recent past, it'll help you know which one it is to clear it the most that you can. You're making your Santa list and checking it twice, Rosie. Make sure you give it to your husband. What did she say? I was a gypsy and always told I was a Celtic witch, but again, I don't define myself. Yeah, again, I really don't have. I have the you know, the Roman Catholic, because it's like I have the, you know, I did it, you know what I mean? But I don't go to church and practice. I mean, do I pray? Do I call upon spirit guides? Do I use source? Of course. You know what I mean? I believe in that, but I also believe in other things.
I agree. I
do believe there is powers higher.
Absolutely. I grew up Catholic, and I don't go to church anymore, but I have a relationship with them.
Yeah, I think it's just okay to sit at home and ask for the same things that you would go to church and ask for. I think they still hear you, and it still means the same thing. You know, so we had, let's see. She wanted to know one question. Okay, so your root chakra could be blocked from you said your childhood, so that would go back to your family. And that's what you asked, Diane. What could be blocking that? And it's saying belonging, community, culture, and tribe. So it is 2. 2 is making a decision. 2 is usually like coming into something. That's why you see they're about to be nurtured and nested and hatched. So that could be why you said, as far as your childhood, something blocking your childhood, I would say listen to root chakra opening music, and that will help you be able to get in touch more with that energy. Yeah, I agree with Blue. Like I said, I feel like it's like, I feel like I almost have to have some type of label because people expect me to, but I really don't have a label as far as like, I know, like I said, again, in, you know, from being born what I am as far as what they baptize me as and what I believe in, but I don't really identify with very many things. You know what I mean? It kind of is whatever I believe in. Exactly what Blue Moon just said. It's whatever you believe. You know what I mean? That's what makes it the truth. Whatever you believe. Rosie said they try to label me, and I'd be like, I don't know. Mars retrograde. Is there something serious? I've been falling off lately, and I'm trying to find a way to keep my okay. So for that one, just because it's more of like a bit between the mixture of the two, I mean the psychic tarot for that one for Bella. Oh yeah, definitely. Which is so okay to believe in more than one thing. People act like you have to believe in one thing, and if you don't, it's not okay. It's so not true. You can believe in so many things if you want to. Now, remember, Mars is a war planet too. Like, it represents war. So if you feel like things have been off or more tense, that could be where that's coming from, because it is a war planet. So, and it depends on what sign you have in it too. So I don't know if you have your birth chart or if you looked into it yet, but I would maybe look into that, so that way you can kind of get a little bit more clarity on when those moons and retrogrades and all those things go into place, so you know how it'll affect you. So let's see for Bella. It is saying during my retrograde, solitude is very much important for you. So it is saying for it's kind of like almost like hermit a bit, Virgo a little bit. It is coming to the end of something, the end of a cycle. Maybe there's something that you've been thinking about that you're ready to kind of close the chapter on and move forward to the next thing, but it's saying you're needing solitude to do so. So that could be why. It is saying that you need a little bit more rest and rejuvenation, but at this moment, I don't know if you're not ready. Like if I know people's life are busy in general, but it's saying the time that you can, when you need to rest and rejuvenate, to kind of go ahead and do that for yourself. You also have harmony. It says once you do rest and rejuvenate, you will kind of have harmony amongst yourself, and you might be able, I don't know if you're with somebody or if you are looking for somebody, but either way, that relationship or that energy will heighten for you once you kind of rest and rejuvenate. You take that time to yourself for solitude. So let's go ahead and see what comes out next. You have victory and success. So after you come out of the rest and rejuvenation, solitude, and harmony, you will be victory and success. So that's kind of like the full starting all over brand new again. So you will come out of this funk that, and I would say about six weeks or so, 6 to 9 weeks. I don't see it going past that. Yeah. So that's kind of how I think it'll end up pretty good for you. Oh, right. Was she? Of course they would have. Back in the day, they would have. You know what's funny, though? Is back in the day, we were considered healers until something didn't go right. And then we were considered not healers anymore. You know what I mean? Like people who did work like we did. So that's why Witchy's comment was kind of like back in the day, we kind of would have been treated different. You know what I mean? Like just say we would have got one thing wrong. We would have been treated as if we did it for the wrong reason. Whereas, sometimes intuition is just, your intuition always isn't 100%. I mean, nobody's is. So, I mean, you do the best that you can, but I mean, there's some things sometimes where people, like when spirits show you things, you might not be used to seeing it, or you might not be used to that situation. So you just might not connect to it or understand what they're trying to show you sometimes. Now that's cool, Bella's World. My son's father is a Libra, and I've known him for about 15 years now. So we get along really, really well. And then Blue Moon Lisa is a Aquarius. Passed in 2014. Okay.
Again, make sure you guys subscribe to Southern Souls Tavi's YouTube channel. That's definitely highly recommended. She also does private readings, which is on her channel and on description. So that would definitely be highly appreciated.
Yes, I really appreciate that. Thank you. 2014.
Amy has a question.
So I'm gonna actually pull a card too for when they passed for that too. So 2014, is she okay? So we'll go back from when she passed. So right when she passed, she did feel, I don't know if it was quick or if she felt that it was a bit harsher the way that she passed and it needed to be. But either way, it was very quick and not quick enough for her to process. So let's go ahead and see what she is saying now, how she feels about that situation and how it happened. When she passed, she did feel the 7 of cauldrons, but where she went into the energy, it was a 7 of Cups. It wasn't a bad 7 of Cups energy. It was kind of like that, like when you first pass, like you want, like you're offered all these things, like what will make you happy, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like a wall of whatever you want, kind of like Willy Wonka, you know, like you can pick anything you want, it's going to make you happy. So even though she had passed, she still had opportunities, very many, within an emotional sense. You're welcome, Bella. Yeah, she has an equal give and take now where she is, Tammy. So she's very happy with that. She feels a very equal give and take where she is now in the realm that she's in, and she also feels like she's had a brand new opportunity. So, I don't. You said 2014. I don't know. She might be thinking about reincarnating because this is movement. So this is like movement as a child or movement as an impulsive energy. So not impulsive, but like kind of like wanting to start brand new. So that is kind of what the page of rods represents. So I kind of feel like maybe she's thinking about moving forward and starting something new, and that's what the 7 of Cups is about. Yeah, she is. Here's the Fool. It's a brand new journey. You're starting from zero. That's why you see them crawling from a baby to adults. That's what I'm saying. So, I think she might have already reincarnated, to tell you the truth, Tammy. Or she's thinking about it. She's about to. But she's happy. She's ready to. Let's see. Yes, thank you again, too, for having us. Like what you said and everybody else. We greatly appreciate it. Let's see. Okay. Reincarnation, not a rod. So it's action still. So I do think she is reincarnating. Yeah. She's like got the Knight of Rods. So she's like ready to come in fast and strong to like have a brand new, powerful, happy life. So she's like ready to come in and party. Like, I don't know if that was her personality or if she didn't party too much in her last life, but she's ready to come in and have fun now. And the reason I say that is because she also has a 3 of Cauldrons upright, which is also more celebration. So she's celebrating something. And the Wheel of Fortune. So it's spinning. So yeah, she is spinning the Wheel of Fortune. So she is taking the chance to start to reincarnate. Yeah, so that might be why she decided to come back, because she never smoked. Like you said, she died from lung cancer, but she never smoked. So she's coming back like faster and even better. Like I said, it's not like she's taking the page anymore. She's turned it to the Knights, and she's gonna like come in like hot and heavy. Like she's ready to enjoy this life. She's gonna enjoy it. Nothing's gonna stop her, and she's gonna keep going and going and going like the wheel. So goodbye, Beverly, and thank you for joining us. Yeah, and especially too, Tammy, look for births within your family. I don't know if there's anybody in your family who might be looking to conceive, but a lot of times they'll rebirth within the same family. A lot of times. Did anybody else have any questions? Did you have any questions about anything that I do, or like besides how I got started or anything?
I
Oh
mean,
yeah, she was quiet in this life. Yeah, she's not going to be quiet in the next one. She's actually enjoying it, Tammy. I'm just saying she showed she was quiet in this life. She's not gonna be. She's coming in fast and strong as a fire sign, so she's gonna be having a good time. That's all I gotta say. She's not gonna sit on the back burner anymore, and not in the back burner, but like kind of hope, play it safe, I guess is the best way to say it. She's gonna take her chances and enjoy herself this time. So, and then you said if you had any questions about anything, maybe.
I was So is this something that you feel like you would continue doing for like the next 10 years or maybe a lifetime? Like, is this something that you would want
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah, there's moments like where where I have that it can be draining to
Mm.
read like every day, especially with being on an app where people can just kind of, which I don't mind. I love my job, so I don't want to make it sound like I don't like that, because I love it. I love, especially when I'm done with the reading and they're very, very happy with it. And they're, and you can tell they're like, almost in tears, like, thank you so much. I felt horrible and I didn't know what to think. And thank you, and they're returning people that I talked to and they tell me that everything worked out. So then it feels good. So, it is something I do to continue to want to do, but I do have to learn to balance out, now that I'm becoming more in tune with stuff, I do have to learn to balance out how much energy I put into each thing. So that's the only thing about that is because I do get drained and tired very easily sometimes by reading a lot.
So you also do it in other like as far as what you have other like as far as with your job you do it as
Other
well as
yeah.
YouTube, like you do it.
hmm I have an app that I work for. Like you can download the app. I don't say it because I don't know if I'm supposed to or not. But
Okay.
it, like I said, the phone number is on my webpage for Facebook. So if you go to my Southern Soul Tarot public Facebook, the phone number that's there is the app that I work for. So as I'm saying, so that is now it is different. It is set up different. You are charged by, the first 10 minutes and then it charges differently as you go. But that's, it depends on people what they like. Some people like, don't mind being on a live and asking questions. Some people like it to be a little bit more private, a little bit more intimate. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it really depends on what you want. But again, I do the private readings. If people request them to be unlisted, then I make them unlisted. If they like them to be private or public, I make them public. And the reason I make them public is because they share them with their family and their friends and things like that. And it makes it easier for them. So that's kind of why they can kind of just tell them the name of the video, what number it is, and they can kind of just go look it up. So that's kind of why I do it that way.
Okay.
So
And what advice would you give to someone that's thinking of doing tarot reading, like someone that has an idea of doing it and would like to get involved in doing it but doesn't know how to start?
yeah, I would say go get the original Universal Rider Waite Tarot and just kind of give it a go. Get a intro to tarot and just kind of feel out each card and see what your intuition picks up, what it doesn't pick up, things like that. Because again, when I went into tarot, I didn't realize how much I was going to connect to it. I knew I was interested in it, but I didn't realize how much I connect to it. So once I did, then it became more of like, okay, this is something I'm supposed to do. So but you do have to kind of again balance it out a little bit with energy. I said because again, you do use a lot of your energy to pull in other people's energies. So
So do you believe that this is do you feel like this is not for everyone, or is this is something that a person has to be? given a gift to do, or
I
some?
think that everybody has the capability of getting to that level as far as connecting to their own spirit guides and what's right and what's wrong and how to deal with that. As far as like going past that, honestly, I'm not sure because again, for what the gift that I have, it runs in my family. It's run
Okay.
for years and years and years. Now, do I think that you can work on it and meditate and build upon it? Of course, always. You know what I mean? I think anybody can always do that. But I don't know if it's something you have to be born with or if it's something I know from when I was little. It was something I always felt. I just didn't know what it was. So that was the only difference. It wasn't until I got older till I figured out where it was coming from. So that's what I'm saying. But I do think is if someone tried hard enough to tap into that spiritual side and wanted to connect that way, they're more than, you know, easy. It's more than easy, and they're more than welcome to do so if they put the energy and time into doing it. Good night, Wishy. Have a good one.
So this is something definitely that a person would have to really dedicate themselves to
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
doing.
It's a good 2 year study. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, that's what I said. It took me 2 years to study tarot before I really went ahead and started a channel and introduced it to people. Just because it is a study. Like you do have to study the tarot itself, which takes about a good 6 months to a year, and then you have to study how the cards go together and what makes them right. And thank you, Rosie. I really appreciate that. But again, yeah, it is very much a study, and then and not even at that, you have to know astrology too. So it's not like you can just jump into tarot without knowing astrology. Like I actually had been studying astrology since I was 18, which was actually like 5 years before I ever got into tarot. So that's what I'm
Okay.
saying. Like you do have to kind of know astrology to kind of know tarot because it runs off of astrology signs and how
Okay.
they behave, how they, what moon cycles run them, what crystals run them, what all
Mm.
kinds of things run them. So that's what I'm saying. That does make a bit of a difference.
Wow. So
Yeah, and
best.
like Blue
It,
Moon is saying she started with dreams. That's how
wow.
her started. So her started much different than mine.
Okay. Yeah, because everybody gets it in a different form way.
Pretty much. I don't think I've ever met somebody who gets it the same way. Ever. Really. So everybody gets hints and cues and all that kind of stuff different ways. So that is something that I've noticed for me. It's been like that. Um, Now I know for Blue and a couple other people it's been that way too. But for me, I've never met anybody else that's experienced it the same way that I have.
Oh wow.
And we
That's
kind of all come about it different too, though. You know what I mean? Like when I was 18, I had my own stuff going on. So I entered my own world of it on my own because there was different reasons. Whereas Blue is saying, she had it as a child. I didn't have I think I had it, but I didn't know what it was. You know
was.
what I mean? So as I say, it wasn't until I got older until I had an actual experience of something for me to understand what it was. So where she picked up on sooner because she had more people around her who experienced it with her than what I did.
Okay. And you mentioned that it also runs in your family as well. So it's been going on for a long time now, like way before your time.
Yeah, it's like I found out later, like actually recently, it's gone through about like 3 to 4 generations of my family,
Okay.
and I didn't know that. I had no clue. And now it's on my mother's side, but I'm just saying like I had no clue that I had aunts and aunts and grandmothers and great grandmothers and great 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 grandmothers who all did the same thing. I had no clue. That's why I said it was almost like one day I was just pulled to it. And I don't, it's not, it feels like one day. I'm sure it came over time, but
Time.
it feels like one day it was like that day. It was like time to take that leap. Like it's time. You know what I mean? Like I need to go to this store. I need to get this stuff. I need to start doing this because there's something else to it. You know what I mean? So, but again, I still learn so much. Like I learned a lot from Blue. I learned a lot from Witchy. I learned a lot from so many people, like even you. You know, I mean, I learned a lot from everybody. You know, individually as people. You know, so every day I learn different stuff and different things to add to my craft, whether it be, you know, just a motivational speech or it's spiritual.
Hmm. So what readings will you give on a person having suicidal? I believe Will
On
asked.
suicidal stuff, that is something I would more suggest to really go to a professional for. And the only reason now I understand it. Don't get me wrong. I understand it spiritually where that comes from because we're all kind of souls within a body stuck on earth and we don't all feel that we're being treated fairly or things like that, and I can understand where that thought comes in. But if it starts to overpower in any way, you want to make sure that you go to somebody who can help you balance those thoughts out, you know what I mean, or at least speak to somebody.
Huh? Lola? I put it in. Okay. I got a full of shit too.
Yeah, so I would mainly just be if that's what's coming through in your reading, it would be more or less to kind of get in touch with your spirit guides and maybe not only a higher source but like an outside source to kind of help you kind of roll yourself back into, because again we are just souls in a body, a vehicle, so we can't really do nothing about it right now, you know, so you kind of have to learn, unfortunately, whether you like the vehicle you're in or not, you know, when you're sitting here, you kind of have to learn to deal with it, you know, even if you don't like it, you know what I mean? So, you just kind of got to do the best with what you're given. So, yeah, I agree. Like, that's something that I would definitely, I've gone to therapy. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong going to a therapist. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, if there's something that's bothering you and you don't know how to deal with it, there's nothing wrong with going to somebody and say, hey, I'm having this issue and I don't know where to go. What should I do next? There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? People make it sound like it.
I've gone to therapy, and I remember asking the therapist that I was seeing, do they see therapy? And
And they do most of the time.
the lady told me, she's like, how do you think I'm able to do my job? Like,
Exactly.
and a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people think that therapists have all the answers. Like, they
Yeah.
themselves see therapy.
No, that's what I'm saying. Therapists go to therapists, just like doctors go to doctors. That's what I'm saying. And like even when I went to my therapist, I expected her, and this was months ago now, a year or so ago, but I expected her to maybe tell me like, oh well, yeah, this is it. But she ended up telling me like, you got your shit together, actually. You know what I mean? For people that I usually see. And when she said that, I was shocked, kind of. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool, right? You know, because like you go to a therapist thinking they're about to tell you all these things that need to be fixed or that you're not. And she was like, nah, you're doing everything that you should be doing. She's like, you're finally standing up for yourself, which you're not used to doing. And that's why you don't feel right. She's like, it's not that you're doing anything wrong. And good night, Bella. Like I said, and we'll probably be doing a little bit, a few more minutes of just kind of chatting and talking. My cat is wanting some attention. He said, hello, everybody.
Hello, Rex.
Hey, hi. Say
He's
hi,
like,
Jay.
he's like, what's up, Jay?
Yeah, he said, what's up, man? He said, good night, Bella. Did you sleep well?
Oh my God, the cutest cat ever.
Oh, I know. He loves to be in the computer. Like he is such a camera person. He is the Gemini. He's like,
Okay.
look at me, I'm so handsome. I actually have on a shirt that kind of looks like him.
Oh my God.
It's Big Pawpaw.
Oh my
I
God.
don't know if you can see it great or not. Oh, here he comes.
Yeah.
Move it, Big Pawpaw. We're trying to show you. So he's got his little gangster crown on.
It's okay.
Yeah, he's pimping it out on the shirt.
My God, there was another shirt that you had on one of your. It was on your last live, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, the hug life.
With the, oh,
Yeah, he's got on bandana like Tupac wears.
oh my God, I love that shirt. That shirt is
I
amazing.
love it too. Oh, you
Most
got two kitties too. Yeah, a lot of people have kittens. Like I said, this is my first cat. So he just turned one in Gemini season.
Wow.
I don't know his exact birthday because he was adopted. So, but we do know he turned one during Gemini. So that's my first cat. So we're thinking about getting him another one, but I don't think he's ready for another one.
Oh man,
I think
how
he said Biggie Smalls.
That's how I'm saying, like, man.
Yeah, here that's like Rosie said. Rex is making his nightly appearance every time. Every time I about hit 2 hours, I'm not kidding you, Jay. He comes on the computer and he like blocks it. And he's like, "It's been 2 hours. It's time for you to feed me and pet me." Like, it's like all about Rex after like 2 hours.
I mean, we really, really appreciate you.
Yeah, of course.
To, do readings and like I said, from my own experience, with your reading, 100% accurate is something that I would cherish.
Yeah, of course.
If I saved it, I will always watch it for as long as I live, and strongly suggest and recommend that everyone tune into Southern Soul's YouTube channel, subscribe. She also does tarot readings, is on her description, so make sure you guys definitely check that out. And again, she does private readings, and I appreciate you so much tuning
Yeah, you're
in
welcome.
and I'm always tuned into your channel. So
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I said, that's why I told you this week. I was like, I felt bad. I took a week off a little bit from the internet because I needed it. So that's why I was like, I'm sorry. I was like, I know I haven't been on too much this week, but I kind of needed an internet break a little bit. So I did more like recordings and uploads than what I did like the lives because as you know, they can be a little bit more draining than just kind of uploading a video.
definitely.
Yeah.
And I remember the first interview that we did together. It was 4 hours.
Oh yeah, that was 4 hours. Yeah, we had a good shot though.
Yeah, it was 4 hours and 2 minutes. Like so I'm very blessed to have come across someone like you.
Yeah, me too. And thank you for especially helping me again with understanding. Of course, you've been here for a bit. I'm a little bit newer, so you kind of gave me that kind of like kick in the butt to be like, keep going. You know what I mean? So I needed that. So I appreciate that.
No, and always, that always, I see a lot of potential in you, and I know that God has a way of connecting the right people together. So you're definitely a blessing to me, and I really do appreciate you. Like I told you, I have somebody really close to me that wants to get a reading. So gave me the 3 questions, so I'll be able to email you and handle the. You know what I'm saying? You know how that goes, and you know what I mean. I really do appreciate you. I appreciate everybody else that tuned in. Chief, Rosie, Blue Moon.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. We greatly appreciate it. And y'all have a good night, too. And like you said, and again, if you need any help in the future with the reading, just let me know.
Absolutely.
I'm here for you. So,
absolutely. Thank you so much again. And we could definitely do this again. Whenever you're available, you just let me know and we schedule something.
Yeah, of course. Like I said, whenever y'all are ready, just let me know and I'll be ready.
For sure. Make sure you guys subscribe to Soul Southern Tyra's YouTube channel. As you can see, she's amazing and 100% accurate. I highly recommend it. And I hope that everybody has a good evening and God bless you, family. And of course, you know what I'm saying? And Rex, and the boys, God bless them. You know what I'm
Thank you. We appreciate it. So thank you.
You already know. Till next time, this is All Media Access News and Southern Souls Tarot. We appreciate Good night.
Good night. You have a good night, y'all. And thank you again. I greatly appreciate the invite. And y'all have a great night.
All right.
Bye.